Hello everyone. In this episode, we're going to break down episode 6, aka the finale of Moon Knight. So, jumping right in. Getting out of the field of reeds was a lot easier than expected, but it was good to see Mark go back for his guy Steven. That whole scene really shows how far they've came. As we cut over to Harrow, he immediately references another personality by stating whoever else is in there, which now we all know was setting up the post-credit scene. It was a little strange that he stopped talking to Mark because it seems like he heard Layla, but he ended up never even catching her. But it did set up some good scenes with talking dead bodies and seeing just how powerful Harrow had actually became. And I was fully expecting Layla to just go ham and start smashing open all of the gods so we could see this sort of tournament against Amit, but maybe they're being saved for future seasons if we get more. Once Layla finally listens to Taweret, it's revealed that her father was taken to the Field of Reeds and is in a good place now, which was really nice for her character to finally learn and understand, just to give her a little bit of peace. I still think that we could further expand on her story though. I think now that she does have these new abilities and is Taweret's avatar, it allows her to actually go after her father's murderer. If we ever see her again, I think it would make complete sense for her to try and track down Bushman. Talking about it, I thought we'd see Layla as Khonshu's avatar, since that's kind of what he's been teasing, like he's wanted her this whole time. Or say Mark or Steven be Taweret's avatar to get out of the Field of Reeds. But I did not expect Layla to end up being Taweret's avatar. I was a little confused on why she didn't have like a hippo type theme or anything, but she has been confirmed to be the Scarlet Scarab from the comics, and even has one on her awesome looking armor. The original Scarlet Scarab was actually a villain, so it doesn't seem like Layla is going to be an exact match to the comics. But I wouldn't be surprised if she returned as, say, an antagonist in the future. Like maybe her and Mark have separate orders once he goes back to Khonshu, and it just creates some kind of conflict. And you can definitely tell where a lot of the CGI money went, because Amit looked amazing. We've been waiting to see her all season and see her finally freed. And so I'm glad they put a lot into her look, because it just did not disappoint, and it was very accurate. Wondered if we'd get to see this huge god fight, and we definitely got a huge one. I wasn't totally sure on it, but I wasn't surprised that Jake was the one to do all the dirty work again and basically take over that end battle just to defeat Harrow. Because just like when we were first mainly introduced to him, he kind of seems like he comes out when the body is really threatened, when Mark and Steven can't handle what's going on. I would like to see if he had, say, his own suit that he changed to in front of Layla. At first, I thought if we did see him, he would have basically the same kind of armor as Mark, but it would be less mummified and more like what we've seen in the comics and stuff. But now that he is definitely going down a more evil path, very interested to see what take they would have on it. And it was definitely fitting to see this gigantic god fight in the background after just how hyped up they've been all season and how powerful we know them to be. You know, I would have loved to see maybe a little more magic intertwined within their fight rather than just Khonshu's cane being smacked around, but I'll take it. And I did not know that Moon Knight could fly or glide or whatever it was, but that was awesome and completely unexpected. And we all know it was super cool to watch Steven finally be able to fight on his own after he realizes it's always been in him. Especially watching the two work together to be a better hero like they were always meant to be. Switching back and forth like that was so rewarding. And then the end is left with a very open interpretation, like we theorized with them being sent back to the asylum and then back home, but with two fish. Now, this could be confirmation that it was all constructed by Khonshu, like we were all wondering. Since it was right after they were released from him, maybe it was made to keep them in their own headspace while Jake runs around in the body. I think the finale did a good job tying things up. There are some questions that I hope are answered in future projects, but overall, it wasn't as fast-paced as I expected it to be. It did a great job at showing us Mark and Steven finally in unison with that final fight together, which was, again, awesome. It tied up the Amit problem and even gave Layla the means to be her own hometown hero of Egypt, and could even further her story to confront Bushman down the line. I think the show could have given a bit more context in some areas, but at least now we do have quite a few setups for a potential season 2, like, say, seeing where the gods will go from here, how Mark and Steven are going to react and handle the reveal of Jake, and try getting rid of Khonshu for good, like in the comics. I really enjoyed this series a lot, like I did WandaVision, mainly because of the constant theorizing that comes with it. That just draws me right in. I didn't find any of the episodes boring, as they all really did keep me on the edge of my seat, especially with Oscar's insane performance as well as the other talented actors and actresses. They really allowed me to enjoy the characters and have them all really grow on me throughout and really root for them. I think it really expanded upon the world of the MCU and ultimately introduced us to a whole new series of gods and religions that hadn't been touched upon yet, just adding on to the Marvel Universe. And that's everything I found in the finale. Let me know if it held up to your standards, and where does it rank among the other Marvel Disney Plus shows. And that's that. See ya.